With your host, Marcus Rude.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Marcus from the Rude Horror Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about the 1981 slasher Home Sweet Home. This movie is, I guess you would say, considered a Thanksgiving type slasher horror movie. So I've been meaning to record this, and I was hoping to have it recorded before Thanksgiving, but doesn't look like that's happening, obviously. It's almost the end of the weekend, but I'm just going to pump it out. It's, close enough. I mean, Thanksgiving weekend isn't quite over yet. So we're going to talk about Home Sweet Home. This movie was also known as Slasher in the House. It's an American slasher film directed by Nettie, I'm going to butcher his name, or Pena. It stars Jake Seinfeld, Peter DePaula, and Vanessa Shaw in her film debut. She played, I think her name was Allison in Hocus Pocus. So it's kind of cool to see her play in a early 80s slasher film, even though she was just a tiny little girl. But, I mean, nonetheless, she was in it. Let's see. Pretty much the plot focuses on a PCP addicted killer, and he terrorizes a family in the remote home on Thanksgiving. Now, I was a little not really upset, but I was a little disappointed that the killer was just a regular looking dude. I mean, he kind of made it look like the Hulk from what's his name, from like the old Hulk TV show. But I mean, not quite like him, but just kind of reminded me of him. But he didn't wear like a mask or make himself look unique like some of the other slashers would. He just looked like a regular old Joe Schmo, maybe a bodybuilder, but he's high on PCP and I guess is going on a rampage. And so definitely a bummer on that, as far as how he looked and stuff like that. But I mean, his kills were okay, and like I'm gonna touch up on it. I mean, this is an okay slasher, and this is my opinion. And also, there's gonna be spoilers in this, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, then shut this off, watch the movie, and then come back, or just don't listen to it. I don't really care. But the movie got a 3.6 out of 10 on IMDb, and I'm not really sure what it got on Letterboxd, but it's mediocre, man. I mean, I gave it a 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and I don't think my opinion is going to change on it. I think I'm going to probably stick with a 2 out of 5. There's this... I mean, I didn't really watch the greatest quality version of this, but I don't know. It was just a mediocre slasher. I mean, I'm sure there's probably a lot of big fans out there that love this, but I mean, I wasn't really a big fan on it. But that's why I do these podcasts, so I can watch these movies and tell you what I think about them. And um, especially just because around this time was kind of a surgence of slasher films. I mean, this is '81, so I mean they're already pumping out Halloween, Friday the 13th, and speaking of Friday the 13th, I thought the theme song to this and some of the songs in here just reminded me of Friday the 13th. Like it wasn't like, you know, sound for sound just like Friday the 13th, but some of it really sounded like they're trying to capitalize on the whole Friday the 13th bandwagon. Um, but I mean, it's a good slasher, so I would probably would have done the same thing. Um, let's see. So, um, pretty much this guy, like I said, he's on PCP. He was institutionalized after killing his parents. um, he carjacks somebody and then he runs down an old woman. And the scene where he runs down the old woman was like an Austin Powers scene, like the steamroller scene. It's like it kind of goes back and forth with the characters, and she's just standing like, ah. I'm thinking, man, like just get the fuck out of the way, but doesn't end up that way, and her blood on the windshield ends up being the most indestructible blood on a car I've ever seen. After, just because later on he tries to spray the windshield with water and a hose, and it's almost like it's like paint or something, like dried up paint, because it does not even come off the windshield at all. So I thought that was kind of funny. That it's just some indestructible blood. Um, then he's just kind of driving, um, I guess, to escape the city is what his whole idea was. I mean, I'm not really sure exactly what his end game was, because he ends up on the outskirts of Los Angeles where there's 9 people gathered at a ranch to celebrate Thanksgiving. And there's a tenant named Scott and his girlfriend Jennifer. There's no wine in the house, so Scott and Harold's girlfriend Linda and her friend Gail borrow Scott's car and go get some, while Jay cuts off the power to the house. I'm not really sure if that was supposed to like set the mood to swoon these girls. I don't know exactly what that was all about. But then he turns on the emergency generator, or Harold turns on the emergency generator, and leaves to go get some more gas for it, because it's a gas operated generator, obviously. Uh, and then Harold goes to try to take the battery out of the car. Jay slams the hood down on him and crushes his skull. Jay is the PCP killer, I should mention. This scene was I don't know why I kind of laughed, just because of when he jumps on the hood of the car, it slams Harold's skull in there. It made like a funny ass like crunch sound, even though, like, I don't know, just the visual of it was just hilarious, and I can't believe that it killed him, but I guess it did, because he dead. He's a goner. And then Jay severs the telephone line, so there's no way for them to communicate to the outside world. Then later on, Wayne goes outside to look for Harold, and he gets killed by Jay, who was hiding in the back seat of Wayne's car. So he's a goner. Then we go to Linda and Gail, who become lost, and they run out of gas, and they get stopped by these cops, and they, I guess, go to give them a ticket because they were speeding, and they end up running out of gas anyway, so I guess them speeding just caught up with them, because the cops let them off with a warning because they had a thing for the girls, and then the girls kind of mentioned, ooh, the guys are kind of cute, blah, blah, blah. Nothing really ever happens with that, though. That's as far as it went. And I should mention, who was the guy that was playing the guitar? I forgot what his name was, but he kind of looked like a mime. He was like a clown mime because he was doing magic tricks in front of the little girl, and she was getting a kick out of it. And but he's got like this backpack with like a wireless receiver or like a battery operated speaker or something like that, and he's just running around playing little guitar licks, and everyone just gets annoyed by him. But oh, here comes my daughter. Every once in a while my wife would pop in and she'd see what's on the TV, and she thought that he looked like the Terrifier. She's like, oh, look, it's the Terrifier. I'm like, yep. What are you doing? Apologize, I have a little visitor here. Oh, leave that alone, please. Anyways, yeah, I forgot what his name was, but his death was pretty unique too, when he gets electrocuted by two severed cables that shot out electricity, and Jay the killer just kind of shoved him into his guitar and let off this cool looking 80s style electricity like visuals, like it's kind of like the blue, I don't know what that's called, but when like the lightning bolts and stuff like that look blue, how they edited that in, you get to see that in this movie, and shocks him to death. It was kind of a chuckling death. I know that sounds bad, but it was just kind of one of them kind of deaths. Please stop, please. And then where are we at? Sorry about this. Let's see. Jay slams Gail's head into a rock and stabs Linda to death with a broken bottle. Then afterwards, Jay returns to the house where the remaining guests and member of the Bradley family have sat down to a turkey dinner. And that's the Thanksgiving part in there. Just got to tie in that turkey dinner. And then later on, we see when Wayne's girlfriend Maria goes to the washroom, Jay stabs her. Then he proceeds to chase Harold's son, Mistake. I guess that's his name. And he's a Kiss Army soldier. That's what he is. That's where the face paint comes in, the guitar playing. But he does little magic tricks every once in a while. Stop, please. Let's see, where are we at? Scott discovers Maria's body while collecting firewood, runs back to the ranch and secures the building with Jennifer and Harold's young daughter Angel, which is Vanessa Shaw. Jay manages to break inside, and as he tries to strangle Scott, Lenore, stop, please. Stop, Lenore. Oh my gosh. She does not let me want to do this. I'm sorry. Um, I'm just gonna wrap this up real quick, just because she is giving me a fit. I'm so sorry, guys. Um, and Jay manages to break inside, and as he tries to strangle Scott, Jennifer wounds him with a knife. So we get our little final girl action in here. Jay recovers, though, and slits Scott's throat and pursues Jennifer, who faints while hiding in Scott's room. I don't understand how, if you got a killer coming after you, I mean, I guess in the moment, I don't know if I would faint, but in the morning, Jennifer awakens and is assaulted by Jay when she ventures outside. Then all of a sudden, a pair of police officers arrive to the situation by Angel. So, of course, leave it to the little girl to the rescue and get the cops. But they pull up and blast Jay with a shotgun and a handgun. But the shotgun is what ultimately puts him down. As one of the officers places Jennifer in his car with Angel, the other checks on Jay, who opens his eyes. So, of course, it doesn't kill him. The PCP maniac does not die by gun bullets. So, I don't know. Will we ever get a sequel? Probably not, but you never know. With all these slashers coming back, like Halloween, Friday the 13th, maybe. And then apparently, maybe Nightmare on Elm Street. We might be getting a reboot of that. Haven't really heard much information on that stuff, but who knows? Maybe they'll look back on this like, hey, let's make Home Sweet Home again. Remake. People would love that. I mean, hey, we're getting Black Christmas remade by Blumhouse. Maybe Blumhouse will do it. I don't know. I'd maybe watch it, but you gotta make Jay look cool. I mean, he's just a random Joe Schmo. I mean, we've seen some of those random Joe Schmoes and slashers, but you gotta make it unique. Gotta make it rememberable. So, I mean, that's my thought. I mean, some of the kills are okay. But yeah, it just, his character wasn't really memorable. He needed to maybe throw on, like, I don't know. I mean, I know the what do you call it? The like pantyhose over the face has already been done. That's kind of like what I've seen in like some of the home invasion movies. But I mean, he had to find something instead of just plain old face, plain t-shirt looking dude. So that's my opinion on that part of the movie. I don't know what else to say. I mean, this is your typical early 80s slasher, kind of generic. I don't know. I think I would rather watch like Friday the 13th or The Prowler or The Burning. One of those. If I had to go to an early 80s slasher, I'd probably have to go to one of those. But yeah, you can find it for free on YouTube. I think there's a few versions on YouTube, or multiple videos of the same movie. I guess there is another movie called Home Sweet Home from 2011. I don't know if that's a remake or not. I didn't really look into it. Or it could just be a totally entire different movie. I'm not sure. But that's I think that's about it. The next episode, we're gonna try to watch Psycho Scarecrow, which I believe it's a early 90s straight to video type movie, which I think my wife is gonna join me in on that one. We'll see. If she doesn't appear on here, then she's probably busy with the baby or something. But that's something we're gonna try to watch together and do an episode together on. Just trying to see if there's any more information on this movie before I get off here. not really seen anything significant. So, yeah, that's Home Sweet Home. I know this is kind of a short and sweet episode, but my daughter is just going on a rampage around here, and she's not letting me do this. So, I'm going to have to cut off this, but next up will be Psycho Scarecrow, and hopefully I can pump that out today to make up for the lack of putting up these podcasts. So hopefully you'll get a little double feature here, and something to throw on your playlist during work this week, or however you watch this on the road, whatever you want to do. You can follow me at the Rude oh my gosh, I forgot my own handle. You can follow me at the World of Rude Horror on Instagram, or you can follow us directly at the Rude Horror Podcast on Instagram. One of those two, if you need to get a hold of me and maybe throw in like an episode idea, like a horror movie or a certain topic that's horror related, just shoot me a message and we'll try to make something happen. So for now, I'm going to get off here and watch Psycho Scarecrow, hopefully. Peace out, guys. Thanks for listening.
You have been listening to the Rude Horror Podcast. If you like this content and would like to hear future episodes, please follow or subscribe if you dare.